Hello, everyone. This is Liam's Lyceum, my weekly update. Liam's Leapings, number 103, I believe. No, 104. Um, and this is for the 13th of October, 2024. Um, this week I finished 4 books. I'll go over those real quick. Before I do that, though, I'm going to show you a book because I got it last week. I just forgot to mention my weekly update, so I don't want to forget again. I got the Diamond Edition of Empire Silence. I already have a version of this. I'm not normally one to get an unneeded extra copy, but Christopher's my friend. Um, the extra artwork is nice, stuff like that. And it's got lots of extra artwork. I got number 117. There's no coincidence there. I like that number. And since he is my friend, I got to choose the number actually that I got. That is not the case for most people. Anyways, one book I finished was Red Sonja Consumed, which is a forthcoming novel by Gail Simone. I don't have a physical copy. I just got an e-arc for it. Not bad, but it pretty much is heroic fantasy rather than sword and sorcery. But it's not bad for heroic fantasy. I think it definitely gives Sonja some character. I don't really know her very well. I've never really consumed anything about Red Sonja. I think the comics are probably the most popular thing, but I do think it's interesting that she wears the chainmail bikini still, though, which I know in some of the newer comics she doesn't. She's also, I mean, she has a gay relationship, I guess, whatever, which is from the story you realize that she does not distinguish, she'll sleep with a man or a woman. And I don't know, again, if that's in the comics. So I don't know. I haven't read anything. So in some sense, it feels very modern, but I think, the chainmail bikini thing is kind of funny. Like an old bit. So anyways, but I did enjoy it. It's just, again, not sword and sorcery, kind of like I was hoping it would be. And it's kind of advertised that, I think, when I was looking at the categories it was in. It is in sword and sorcery, anyways, by a publisher at least. So anyways, something that is strictly sword and sorcery I finished this week is Rakefire and Other Stories by Jason Ray Carney. That's this review. So actually, the Red Sonja and this one will be coming out this week, as I'm kind of pushing forward. Like any arcs I get, I already push forward. Anything that's a buddy read, I push forward for my reviews because I'm like 6 months behind. And anything sword and sorcery, I'm kind of pushing forward. So I've done a lot lately. This week I had 2 extra reviews. I think last week I had 2 extra reviews for sword and sorcery. So this one will be coming next week. Rakefire, really good. Really enjoyed it. Definitely some good, different type of sword and sorcery. Definitely not blood and thunder. I think it's really well done, and I like reading Carney's stuff. I've never read a story by Carney that I didn't enjoy, and it stays true here. My favorite story in this one is One Less Hand for the Shaping of Things, I think is what it's called. That's a really good one. So, anyways, that's a great book. Another one I finished was one I've been reading forever. That's Matthew Hughes' A God in Chains, Dying Earth novel. It takes a while to get going. Once you hit about the halfway point, it starts ramping up and getting more weird. It kind of starts with this amnesia like tale, and it's fine after that. I just don't know, and that's fine too. It just didn't really grip me, so it took me forever to read this, even though it's like 200 pages. So, yeah, I got in chains, and then I also finished the Talismans of Shanara by Terry Brooks, the last book in the Heritage Shannara, which is the second Shannara series, the first actually true series, because the first 3 Shannara books aren't really a series. So I'm glad to have finally finished it, and I only have a couple more Shannara books, but the next one I'll be reading would be First King of Shannara. These books are like okay. I think if you take into the account that they're written for younger audiences, I think they're better when you remember that pretty much. As far and they're pretty important for like early epic fantasy as well, but yeah, they're pretty much YA though. So I still think my favorite novel of the Shannara stuff is Elfstones, but those are the 4 books I've finished. I also am really close to finishing The City by Clifford D. Simek. My buddy Jerry gave me this actually. And finally, I'm actually really close to finishing. So very interesting. Actually reminds me a lot of Naom by Lavity Dar. That comparison has probably already been made, and I just hadn't read this when I read Naom, which was recent. And so very interesting, very good. My first Simac, I thought it'd be Waystation or this, and I guess I got to this first, so I'm enjoying it. Look forward to finishing it. Another one I'm also really close to finishing This is a buddy read. It's The Night by Gene Wolfe. I powered through this one today, pretty much. So I wasn't very far, but now I'm very close to the end. You can see there, and so I might even finish it tonight. We'll see. It's my brother-in-law's birthday, so we're kind of celebrating. I'm trying to do this quickly. So, anyways, uh, yes, Gene Wolfe tonight. We'll be following this up with The Wizard next month. So, and then I'm also slowly making progress on 2 arcs I got that I. It's nothing like really about the book. It's just the way how I consume the book, pretty much where I'm doing it and what circumstances I'm doing it. So some things I'll consume quicker, like The Night and City. Other ones I'll consume a little slower. So like right now I'm going, and sometimes it changes, right? Because The Night, actually, the way I was reading it last week was on the slower side, and then I changed how I was reading it, or where and when I was reading it. So Rune to Ruin, though, is one I'm kind of reading somewhat slow right now. The second book in the Spear of the Gods trilogy, Bird and the Bear, I think came out a couple years ago. I can't remember where my copy is because I haven't organized my shelves, but good self-published, humorous, like epic fantasy, but Viking stuff. So it's good. And then also I'm making my way. I'm not very far into this one. I've been trying to get further into, but The Path of Lightning by Warren Walker. I'm also enjoying this one. I just haven't got that far yet. It is. The author says it's inspired by Sword and Sorcery and Grimdark. So I like Sword and Sorcery. I don't know how I feel about Grimdark so much, but yeah. And then the other things, I'm really close to finishing The Fisherman by John Langan, but I don't have a physical copy of this one. I'm really close to finishing it, so I might actually finish this one tonight because I'm closer. I'm like I'm like in the middle of the last chapter. I'm not even. So really close. Really creepy. It has like this story within the story elements. I think it was appropriate for the Halloween-ish season, though. So that review will probably be coming out a little sooner too, just to coincide more with that. And then I think that might be it. Let me double check. It looks. Oh no, that's not true. I started one more book. I'm not super far into. I don't have a physical copy again. That is The Ship of Ishtar by A. Merritt. This one turns 100 in November. So another one I'm going to try to finish and then have my review come out on the 100th birthday. Another book that turns 100 this year that's also fantasy is The King of Elfin's Daughter. I've already read that. I read that a couple years ago. Also, I don't know when that came out, 2024, but or in 1924, sorry. But the first part sort of serialized was The Ship of Ishtar. It came out November 8th, 1924. So, and that A. Merritt is one fantasy author from that pulp era I haven't read yet. So I am remedying that, and I'm enjoying The Ship of Ishtar so far. So, anyways, that is it. So, well, also I was on a live stream on an Erudite Adventure last Sunday. I shared that on my channel. You can just go watch that there. T interviewed me about my book. It was fun. I had a good time. It's the first time that's ever happened, so hopefully it'll happen more in the future. And yeah, whatnot. So I've been listening to a lot of The Warning this week. I don't know. Sometimes I get obsessed with music, and normally it's the music I already like, the band I've listened to for years, whatever. But Warning is not really one. I only started listening to them about 3 months ago or so. Anyways, that's off topic. Let me know how your week is going, and I will get back to some celebrations.